Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into Skern Station. If you want a tank in WoW Classic, you should pick a warrior. It is that simple. In this video, we will go through 3 recommended builds that you should use when starting out your adventures as a tank. Fully defensive to withstand like a rock every enemy. Balanced so you can dish out at least some damage. Or highly offensive tanking, so you really can kick some ass while using only the most important defensive skills. Warriors are a beast for tanking in this iteration of the game. This is a fact. The most important thing is that they have, besides their excellent defensive skills, the best threat generating capabilities in the game. Generating threat is very important in WoW Classic tanking, because this will force the enemy monsters to attack you and not your teammates. Your group will be constantly generating threat due to their DPS or healing. A tank that can hold threat in WoW Classic is a good tank. Before we start with the first build, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and post your opinion about the best tanking builds in the comments. Without further ado, let's start with the defensive build. In this build, you will be investing 35 points in protection, 11 points into arms, and 5 points into fury. The main idea of this generally known build is to take every defensive talent available and fill the rest with whatever you like. I would recommend this build if you're completely new to the tanking role and are just starting out with crappy gear once you hit max level. This build is the best from a defensive standpoint, but you will need to actively generate threat all the time. Here specifically, you should reduce all the rage cost of Sunder Armor because you will be spamming this ability a lot to compensate for having bad gear. Another thing to point out is that if you invest 1 point into improved taunt, the 1 second cooldown reduction from 10 seconds to 9 seconds will allow you to use the following combination. First, taunt that will generate guaranteed aggro for 3 seconds. Then, mocking blow, guaranteed aggro for 6 seconds. And since taunt is now again available because of its 9 seconds cooldown, you will be able to hold the aggro for 12 seconds straight, guaranteed, and this will allow you to generate massive amounts of threat on 2 targets or on a boss in a critical phase. Let's continue with the balanced warrior talent build that you should be using once you have better gear and consumables at hand. As you can see, we are spending now 32 points in protection, 14 points in arms, and 5 points in fury. This means that we drop anticipation as a defensive talent and take improved heroic strike instead. This will allow us to generate more threat and ensure we can keep aggro in boss fights. In this build, we also train improved shield wall because you will be tanking big boss encounters like Nefarian. Overall, I would recommend to experiment yourself with this build and adapt it to your playstyle and preference. Last but not least, here is the offensive warrior tank talent build for those of you who want to kick some ass while still being the meat shield of the group. Your focus is to generate as much aggro as possible and only invest points into the most important defensive talents. This means that you will invest 31 points into fury and 20 into protection. Generally speaking, this build is only viable and recommendable if you're overgeared and want to clear dungeons and group content as fast as possible, or if you're running a pre-made raid where you will be keeping the aggro in the burst DPS phases while using consumables. Your default playstyle will be dual wielding. Again, I can just repeat, you should experiment yourself and use this as a template. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you in becoming a better tank. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.